They say the forests beyond the Osun River are patient. They do not sleep, though the villagers do. They wait. They watch. They remember every footstep, every whisper, every trespass. And sometimes, they call. This is the tale of one boy, Femi, and the night he followed a light that should never have been followed. A night when the ordinary world slipped, and something older, darker, and hungry unfolded in the shadows. It was the kind of night where the air feels too thick for breathing, and the shadows move even when the wind is still. A red moon hung low over Oshogbo, painting the streets and trees in bloodlight. Femi, restless and curious, wandered alone. He was 16, with the fire of youth in his chest and a mind too bold for his own good. Villagers had warned him, do not stray beyond the riverbank after sunset. Do not follow lights that dance like spirits. But he had always thought of warnings as stories, not reality. Tonight, reality came. He saw them first, fireflies, but not ordinary ones. Their glow was unnatural, greenish, almost like molten lanterns hovering over the grass. They formed a flickering path, moving deeper into the forest, toward the old river. Femi felt a pull he could not resist. His heart hammered, and a whisper echoed in his ears. Come, come and buy. The forest seemed to breathe around him. Each step he took, the ground pulsed beneath his feet, and the trees bent slightly as if to watch. The air smelled of incense, iron, and something rotten, though he could not tell where the scent came from. He followed the lights. And then, he saw it. The clearing appeared suddenly, like the forest had exhaled it from the earth. Lanterns floated in the air, glowing with eerie green flames, illuminating stalls that were made not of wood, but of twisted vines and bone. Smoke rose from braziers, curling like fingers toward the sky. The vendors were not human, at least, not completely. They shimmered, their bodies half light, half shadow. Faces pale and translucent, some with features shifting slowly, impossibly, like wax melting in fire. They moved with a strange grace, sliding across the ground rather than walking. At the center of it all stood the head trader. She was tall, draped in white robes that rippled like liquid, her face hidden by a crimson veil. Her presence was oppressive, it pressed on the air itself. "Iku roll, Omo," she whispered, "welcome, child." Femi froze, chest tight. Something in her voice vibrated through his bones, a low, imperceptible hum that made his skin crawl. "Do you seek something?" she asked. The market stretched far beyond the clearing, stalls laden with impossibly strange goods, mirrors that reflected memories instead of faces, jars of smoke that whispered secrets, charms carved from bone and teeth, and threads that seemed to pulse like veins. Femi's mouth was dry. I only wanted to look," he stammered. The head trader smiled, and it was a smile that did not touch her eyes. "Here, all things may be seen, and all things may be traded." The boy took a hesitant step forward. The air felt heavy, as if the market itself exhaled dread. Every stall seemed alive, shifting subtly, stretching toward him, watching him. He could hear whispers now, not from the traders but from the shadows between the lanterns. "Come, come and buy." Femi's eyes fell on a charm at one of the central stalls, a delicate piece carved from ivory, etched with ancient symbols he did not recognize. It shimmered faintly, like moonlight trapped in bone. He reached for it. The head trader's hands moved like liquid as she lifted a mirror from beneath the stall. The glass gleamed unnaturally. Femi's reflection appeared, but it moved first. His eyes blinked before his own, his lips smiled before he could. "Everything has a price," she said softly. "Time, memories, life, even your reflection. Femi froze. He felt the chill of the forest settle in his stomach. Something primal screamed in his chest, flee. But curiosity, or foolish bravery, held him still. I want this charm, he said. Then place your hand upon the mirror, she whispered, voice like silk and rust. And give me what is owed. Femi obeyed. The mirror's surface rippled like water as he touched it. His fingers sank into the glass, though it was solid. A force surged, pulling at him, tugging at his soul. He struggled, but he could not remove his hand. Shadows from the stalls coiled toward him, tendrils of smoke and bone winding around his feet, wrapping his legs. The whispers grew louder, urgent, a cacophony of voices speaking in Yoruba and other tongues unknown to him. Buy. Pay. Give. Panic clawed at his throat. He yanked his hand, and felt his reflection's smile linger behind him, though he had moved away. A laugh, low and cruel, filled the clearing. Femi tore through the market, branches tearing at his skin, roots twisting to trip him. The fireflies swarmed, surrounding him, disorienting him. Every step he took, the whispers followed. Every shadow seemed to mirror his movements, or sometimes, move ahead of him, blocking his path, grinning. He could see the forest edge now. Moonlight glimmered on the river. Freedom was close. His lungs burned, his heart thumped like a drum. And yet, he was not alone. From the corners of the forest, figures emerged. The vendors, the traders, all shadows and teeth, moving impossibly fast. They glided across the forest floor. Femi's legs carried him as fast as they could, but the market had claimed him. A branch snagged his shoulder. He fell to the ground. The mirror he had touched glimmered faintly in his mind's eye. His reflection. Smiling. Waiting. He scrambled to his feet and dove into the riverbank. The forest gave a final, echoing cry. Then silence. Femi emerged from the trees, breathless, covered in cuts and bruises. The sun had risen, casting ordinary light over the ordinary world. But he felt different. Something was missing. Something essential. Weeks passed. Femi walked through the streets of Oshogbo. People greeted him, asked questions, noticed the slight flicker in his movements, the way his shadow lagged or sometimes didn't match him. At night, he avoided mirrors. And yet, sometimes, when the moon rose red and the wind carried the scent of smoke and earth, he could hear the soft, mocking voices again. His reflection had vanished. Then one evening, Femi saw a figure in a shop window. It was him, or something that looked like him, smiling back. Only the eyes were wrong, empty, dark, glowing faintly. The realization struck him like a thunderbolt. He had not escaped. Not truly. The night market had claimed him, not in body, but in essence. Somewhere, deep in the forest, among the bone stalls and lantern fires, Femi's reflection walked, traded, laughed, forever part of the market. And now, sometimes, when the fireflies flicker at the forest edge and the moon bleeds red, villagers whisper, "Come, come and buy." If you follow the lights, if you wander too far, if you see your reflection smile before you do, know this, the market waits. And it never forgets.
Some say the market closed at night. Others say it never did. Listen closely. If you hear the chant again, don't follow the light. If you love the story, like and subscribe for more of this content.